Hello, good afternoon. I am Emefa Akosua-Adeti, and this is News Today this afternoon. NPP moves to heal internal divisions after Dr. Mahama Bawumia's flag-bearer victory, with the former vice president set to lead post-primary reconciliation after all four other aspirants commit to unity while demanding mutual respect.
Flag-bearer would take the lead in getting everybody together and present one face to the country.
Fuel prices rise as the NPA enforces a new price floor for the February window, prompting GOIL to adjust pump prices amid growing industry pushback. And from our climate evidence series, Tono and Via dams in the Upper East are facing threats from climate changes as rising temperatures and erratic rainfall are disrupting irrigation and farming schedules.
Rise in temperatures resulting from climate change, then the surface level of the water becomes so hot. So it is estimated that monthly basis it will lose about 2 to 2.5 million cubic meters of water.
Well, live on DSTV, channel 421 and GoTV, channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. JoyNews, independent, fearless, credible. Please stay for details. We appreciate your company this afternoon. First on the news, the NPP is moving to heal internal divisions following its presidential primary on Saturday, which elected former Vice President Dr. Mahama Bawumia as the party's flag bearer for the 2028 general elections. In the immediate aftermath of the contest, all the aspirants who participated in the race have publicly pledged their support for Dr. Bawumia, calling for unity and mutual respect as the party turns its attention to the task of regaining power. Speaking in an interview with JoyNews, Chairman of the Communications Directorate to Dr. Bawumia's campaign, Akomea, described the post-primary calls for unity as the most critical step towards rebuilding cohesion within the party.
Call by the contestants themselves for unity is the first step towards unity. You understand? So these are the people who have been contesting against themselves for the last 6 months, making insinuations against each other, trying all they can to show that the other person wasn't good enough. So whatever division, anxiety, tension came primarily from the context. Now, when the contestants themselves now commit themselves to come together, that is the first requirement for unity. So it is a very happy situation.
Akomea stressed that the responsibility now rests largely on the flag bearer to take the lead in reconciling all factions and presenting a united front to the Ghanaian electorate.
The flag bearer would take the lead in getting everybody together and present one face to the country. That's what's going to happen. And the history also backs the position. Every time we've had a flag bearer election and a flag bearer is elected, the flag bearer, with the goodwill of the people who contested him, the flag bearer goes to everybody and gets everybody behind him. Fortunately for us at this time, it's even better because we have a bit of time. In the past, we had 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years. We've never had 3 years like we have now. So I have every confidence that the party will come back together and prosecute one agenda.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Council of Elders for the NPP, Hackman Owusu-Agyeman, said the party's strategy to ensure unity does not matter so long as everyone works for the party. He spoke on News Desk.
Is for me straightforward and simple. Whether whichever group you belong to, wherever constituency you are, police station you are, your job is to work for the advancement of the party. And I don't think there's a sort of strict laid down rule out where you start. Now we have a flag bearer. who is very experienced, and who is loved by the majority of the people of the party. They all come together and say that there were only 5, one was bound to win, and he's won. So we all gather together, him holding the flag, giving the necessary push, and then making sure that our party becomes more attractive. Whatever we did must have gone wrong in the past, we have to correct. As I said, a human institution, we are not infallible. We might have made a couple of mistakes, but believe you me, we are determined to work at all these programs so that we will become one solid, consolidated party that will ensure that we win and that will get the confidence of the Ghanaian population.
Now, still on reactions to the NPP primary, some residents in the Ashanti region have expressed their views about the party electing Dr. Bawumia as its 2028 presidential elections ahead.
Oh, yes, sir. So we're winning. And yet, Bawumia na winning. And yet, Osono na winning. It's in the say, or no more kabum. Now, I call almost a befre Canada, Japan, or befre. Omo no contesting say oh we dey asie bia na ye efie ba akumu na ye ko ayakonwa akoto na enya yakopre it is akonwa kopre abeto na pre na banwini dia from bom na munyina mo nka mum na be na NDC de omo nya ade bia ye chenchen so bia Brazil for na yi for no mo jai omo ne US enye business bi o no eno na ma dollar akofom anda Kwame Nkrumah breso besi Akufo-Addo abreso na Ghana ye gold board na gold na 10 tons of our se me bo am nko check eno achi no Akufo-Addo buy what they call 36 tons
ni nyina achi no who dey ojide said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia betimi win am MPP 2028
aye.
So that's an opinion from one of the drivers saying that he believes strongly that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can win the 2028 elections with the NPP. He said that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is visionary, he has a lot in his head, and he can secure the victory that the NPP is looking for in 2028. There's already a debate ongoing. Now maybe I will say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kunim die. Wow, didn't show say wo.
My dream me no my dika state dada. Say ninkunim die no e lose my NPP straight up. Ninkunim die no lose my NPP. They were floating voters who and NPP for nkwa na koto abama amano. Asiafo no omo antie enipa ketua bi akwajeje sika kitenkete ahyehe omo botom ana omo decide ama omo aho. Enti se omo aho dia edane beduru no badika aka Adani beduru no ombe usenye omunko na eto aba no anya say 200 na yi pe no na ekoto aba
na 2028 asem ye ka onji ni say ekwan wadodo say obe conclude say Bawumia ntimi wini
ontimi wini efri say edia na record ben no obe gina so say NPP yi Kennedy a Japan na ankabebua party no say Kennedy no e fomfo no o party na kam ye titrotro o tina kam a ensemo ni paka ensemo amafoka o costos ni ade a yetiti afiafiem what I say yetiti afiafiem ye ni boys nsusu di agro ensemo amafoka ye floating voters.
Yeah, that's a pass. So that's an opinion from another driver who says that Dr. Bawumia cannot win for the NPP in 2028.
Now, still on this, the minority leader Alexander Afenyomakin has shut down allegations that he influenced Ifutu constituency delegates to vote for Kennedy Ohene Ejapon. The allegations were rife, especially on the voting day, where some delegates called out the MP over what they described as intimidation tactics. The minority leader has, however, in a statement on his X account, debunked the allegation. I'm just going to be reading that statement to you shortly. It says that since the beginning of the flag bearer contest, I've been targeted by certain unscrupulous individuals, yet throughout, I have remained calm and focused. This spurious allegation is merely the latest in a series of plots orchestrated by my adversaries. The statement continues to say, at one point, a manipulated video was widely circulated, falsely claiming that I did not applaud a particular candidate during their introduction at the signing of the Peace Pact at the Alisa Hotel on January 2022-2026, with vile tactics are all transparent. These vile tactics are all transparent as they are desperate. I'm just going to bring Kofi in so we do a lot more analysis on this. That statement is quite large and quite long on his X statement, but well, there's so much more behind this. Kofi, you can put some meaning to that statement. Just for the record, that's not the full statement, but that's just the crux of his statement that he put on his X account. Let's start with the numbers in the Futu.
Well, this is because if you look at the Futu and you look at how Dr. Mahama Bawumia dropped in terms of votes, many are saying that, well, pointing fingers, and the minority leader has already spoken. If you compare 2023 to 2026, how Kennedy Japan increases votes about 30% from some 544 to about 655 in a Futu. That tells you how he was able to increase his votes. But if you look at Bawumia, for instance, he actually dropped in votes by 30%. Dropping vote by some 68%, dropping from about some 200 votes to about 79. That has actually, initiated those talks and people saying that maybe the minority that possibly was in the camp of Kennedy Japan, but he has actually debunked this allegation and said that, look, that is not true. But in fact, we should look at the general view of what happened on Saturday in terms of the performance of both candidates. And you can see Mahama Bawumia, they're winning by some 110,000 votes, more than that, and that was a dip from what he had in 2023. But the key picture is here, where Kennedy Japan himself dropped by some more than 20,000 votes on Saturday, and that actually gave Mahama Bawumia the chance to actually still lead the NPP. But I want you to look at this 7 or 6 regions plus the headquarters. These are the places that Dr. Mahama Bawumia actually gain in votes. In fact, if you look at where he gained the votes, Greater Accra is number 1. He gained additional votes. If you compare his performance this year to 2023, 818 votes. Western region, 441. Bono, where you have Abronya and Co there, he gained some 337 votes. Savannah, Central region, and the Northern region. And in fact, if you look at this, you could see that all 3 swing regions that usually would decide the national election, these are the places that Dr. Mahama Bawumia actually gained in vote. There were also other places or regions that he lost. In fact, in terms of losing votes, Eastern region was number 1 because there's Brian Champion over there. Ashanti region, because there was a Duchum factor. Volta region, Brian again, and these are the other regions that he actually lost votes. If you look at, Kennedy Japan, in terms of the places he lost votes, if you look at losing votes by more than 1,000, right? He lost votes in about 7 regions, more than 1,000 votes in these regions that you see on the smart wall. The greatest coming from the Greater Accra, losing more than 5,900 votes. Volta region, he lost more than 3,000 votes. And Eastern region, also over 2,000 votes. All of these areas are areas where Brian Champion was actually, performing really well. Brian Champion himself, if you look at this chart on the smart wall, these are the regions that he was able to get more votes. His top 5. In fact, per our calculations, he was able to get more than 1,000 votes in about 7 regions. And if you look at where he gained more in terms of his top 5, Eastern region was number 1, followed by the Volta region, Greater Accra, Ashanti, and Central region. So that's what the numbers are saying in terms of our comparative analysis with 2023.
Thank you so much, Kofi. We definitely look forward to that reconciliation conversation with the NPP. But finally, on election headquarters, the Asantehene Otunfo Secretary II has been formally informed of the election of former Vice President Dr. Mahama Bawumia as the 2028 presidential flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. The notification was delivered by the Ashanti Regional Campaign Team of Dr. Bawumia, led by the Member of Parliament for Ifijase Asokware, Dr. Kwame Ameorofriye, during the first Akusidai Festival of the year held on February 1, 2026. Addressing the Asantehene on behalf of the delegation, Dr. Ameorofriye attributed Dr. Bawumia's victory to the prayers and blessings of the Asantehene, describing the outcome as a testament to Otunfo's goodwill towards the party. The Ashanti Regional Campaign Team also sought the continued blessings of the Asantehene to guide their political activities throughout the year. watching news today, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has begun a major decongestion exercise in the Central Business District, targeting traders operating on pavements, alleyways, and other unauthorized spaces. The operation, which started today, has seen AMA task force members move through major market areas, clearing trading activities that officials say obstruct pedestrians' movement and contribute to congestion. Assembly officials say the exercise is aimed at restoring order within the city's busiest commercial zones and ensuring free movement along walkways and access routes. The exercise is expected to continue across other parts of the Central Business District as the Assembly steps up efforts to enforce its trading regulation. And my colleague Michelle Latte is on ground and connects with us now. Michelle, what's the situation like at the Business Central now?
So currently at the Central Business District, we are seeing the congestion exercise that has taken off. It took off yesterday, and we saw the Accra mayor going around to make sure that they redemarcate the red lines that they had set for the traders not to cross. So today we've seen the same exercise happening at Kimbu. The mayor also has been speaking to some of the traders on the road who continue to plead with the mayor to give them an extension of the time. Let me just remind us that earlier this year, that was in January, he gave them a deadline of 31st January to leave these spaces that are unapproved. And today they are on the road making sure to clear some of these people from there. For some of them who found themselves closer to the pavements, they had to see some of their items from them. But the Accra mayor has been also speaking to us. He's currently with me here. Let me get closer to him. The Accra mayor, Michael Alote. Good afternoon, sir. You're live on JoyNews.
Okay, thank you.
Tell us more about today's exercise, where we visited so far, and what the concerns are.
So far, it has been good. We started this thing last year, and last year we were just putting a lot of human faces. You know, the people were complaining that, listen, for 8 years we have not done seen anything like this. So I decided that I will engage them, educate them, and have more meeting with them. So I've been meeting them for the whole year. The regional minister was calling. I'm meeting them the whole year, and start beginning of the year, I give them up to end of January to move back and let me have the red lines for them to sell. We went to the Salaga market where it's ongoing, and I'm planning and hoping that by March ending to we can have the market ready so that we can move some of them to the market. So so far the work decongestion is going well.
But some of the traders continue to complain that they do not have stalls, and clearing them from the roadside would mean an end to their jobs.
No, you see, some of them are very selfish. There are a lot of spaces. Some of them have spaces in the market, but they decide to use the spaces as a wholesale for them to sell outside. But I've spoken to their leaders, and they are telling me that 80% of the women have shops that they have given out and they are selling outside. So I'm pleading with some of them. Some of them have gone inside, so you can see there's a lot of space. The cars are moving freely a bit, and I'll continue to engage them for them to understand why we are doing this.
Today we've seen that some people had their items being seized. What was the reason, and why not the same action being taken for the rest of the individuals we saw occupying these pavements?
Okay, the instructions was straightforward. We said move behind the line and sell. If you move behind the line and sell, nobody will have any issue with you. But if you decide that you will not listen, you will make our work difficult, we will seize your things and you pay a fine to the government.
So right now the concern will be that are we looking at using more forcible means to remove them from the pavement?
We are not moving them. If you say we are moving them, it's wrong. They should move back and sell. Move back and sell. That's all we are saying. But we are going to ask for the moving back and sell. We will enforce the law. We will enforce that you be behind the red line so that the people can also use the rest of the pavements. Thank you very much. And tell them we want what we are doing is good for them, because at the end of the day, if you are walking on the street and a car knocks you, all the money that you have made is go wasted. So we beg them, they should comply and let us work together. God bless them.
So today happens to be day 2 of the decongestion exercise in the Central Business District of Accra. We are looking at it continuing in the coming days. Tomorrow we are going to Agbogloshi to continue the decongestion exercise. Back to you in the studio.
Michelle. Now, away from the Central Business Center, the National Petroleum Authority has announced new minimum price levels for petroleum products for the first pricing window of February 2026. The directive bars all oil marketing companies and LPG marketing companies from selling fuel below the approved price floor. Diesel, petrol and liquefied petroleum gas have all recorded upward adjustments, compelling companies currently pricing below the threshold to revise pump prices. The move comes amid ongoing industry debate over the fuel price floor, which recently led Star Oil to withdraw from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC. The NPA insists the policy does not stifle competition, but allows pricing flexibility within market conditions. In response, GOIL has already adjusted its prices, with Super XP now selling at 9.99 Ghana cedis per litre and diesel at 11.9 Ghana cedis per litre. Now, let's get some industry reaction. The Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amwa, joins us via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us. What's your assessment of the new fuel price floor? Do you believe the NPA's new price floor truly protect consumers, or it does really risk pushing pricing artificially higher?
Indeed, it doesn't help anybody to have the NPA continue on this tangent, but well, they would have their reasons. And again, if you listen to Thomas, it is as though that is what they want. But on the side of the consumer, this has not helped anyone. I just read this morning, girls saying they are selling on the floor. You and I are aware that other companies would ordinarily have loved to go below that floor just to be able to stay in competition. Then you have a regulator say, no, don't go below a floor. If it is above, a ceiling, no problem. But below, don't go below. So for me as a consumer, I cannot be happy. Because some of the companies, like you did rightly mention, are probably insisting that there are occasions it could have even gone below the floor. Yeah. You've set a bar, and yet we claim that the market is deregulated. Government has no control or no hand in pricing, and we have allowed market forces of demand and supply to drive prices. But here we are, putting foot in the wheel and insisting that we are a deregulated market. So when we need to go down, we have an issue. But when we need to go up, there's no issue at all. Whose interest is the NPA serving? Because this clearly does not benefit the consumer. If gold is on the floor, it means that other companies naturally would have loved to go below the floor.
Well, Duncan, where we are with petrol and diesel prices already rising, what immediate impact should consumers expect in the coming weeks? Of course, the table is in front of us already.
Well, for what we have recorded so far, over 90% of the OMCs have maintained their prices, particularly for petrol. Diesel has seen a slight adjustment in some of the pumps. But I have signaled it. The development in the Middle East, particularly the Israel-Iran-US situation, is very fluid. The Venezuelan could have had an impact on all of us, but there was already some glut that, the market had to, cushion itself for. The Iranian might have wider consequences. And so I have said that the earlier we put in money to expand BOS, the better for us. The earlier we put in money to ensure that our oil refinery is working as a modern refinery, the better for us. You cannot continue to sit and sleep on global power players to whatever they do, which may not affect, but we do have the economy that takes everything to the foreign market. Any of these developments for selling, and I will not be surprised if you get second window for February, prices go up slightly, but again, the geopolitical tension is also there.
Well, Duncan, thank you so much. Unfortunately, the end part of our conversation went a bit south because of the network, but we'll engage you in our subsequent bulletins. And away from that, the Tono and Via irrigation dams, once reliable lifeline for dry season farming in the Upper East region, are now under growing threats. Rising temperatures, erratic rainfall, and prolonged dry spells linked to climate change are reducing water levels and disrupting carefully planned irrigation schedules. The dams are being pushed beyond what they are originally designed to handle, and farmers are constantly racing against time to avoid post-harvest losses. For Climate Focus today, here is a JoyNews special by Albert Sorry.
The Tono Dam, located in Navrongo in the Kasna-Nankana municipality, and the Via Dam, located in the Bongo district, have for decades sustained thousands of smallholder farmers. Constructed in the 1970s, the dams were designed to support dry season farming and stabilize food production in one of the country's most climate vulnerable zones. Today, however, that lifeline is under increasing threat. Climate change, defined as long-term changes in temperature, rainfall patterns, and weather extremes, largely driven by human activities such as fossil fuel use and deforestation, is putting unprecedented pressure on the Tono and Via irrigation dams and the farming communities that depend on them. According to the irrigation company of Upper Region, ICO, which manages both facilities, rising temperatures and erratic rainfall have made it increasingly difficult to operate the irrigation schemes as planned. Dominic Anargede is acting managing director of ICO.
In those days, by April, May, will start rainy season. These days will start somewhere June, July. What it means is that we are not longer able to maintain what we call our crop calendar, and we have to give what we call supplementary irrigation. And supplementary irrigation is supposed to just supplement the efforts of the rainfall, but sometimes you end up giving too much water even during that period, and what is left for the dry season is now reduced. Then also, because of rise in temperatures resulting from climate change, then the surface level of the water becomes so hot. So it is estimated that monthly basis it will lose about 2 to 2.5 million cubic meters of water.
As the rainfall has become more unreliable across the region, more people are moving closer to the dams to engage in irrigated farming.
Climate change has pushed some farmers to now want to farm around the buffer zone, and that also pushes some debris into the dam. We have been fighting that.
Downstream in the lowlands under the Tono irrigation scheme, farmers are facing mounting uncertainty. Some currently risk losing their crops because ICO must halt water supply to allow for canal cleaning and maintenance ahead of the dry season farming window.
Farmers were not able to go in the time they were supposed to. The rains did not come for them to start early. And the ICO calendar, they have a calendar that says start now and end at this time. So if the farmer is not able to fall in line with the ICO calendar, then at the time his crop will still need water. That is the time ICO might want to carry out maintenance.
We don't start the season early. The rain pattern too, it doesn't come early, or it comes and goes off. Those are the challenges that we are facing from the project. And if it happens like that, we have low yield.
ICO maintains that the irrigation calendar must be followed to ensure long-term functionality of the system.
A number of farmers, just a few of them, haven't harvested, and their demand was to open water again. Can you imagine that? And that is supposed to be the rainy season, which started somewhere June, July. So see that the main rain will stop, but we still have to supply water to supplement that rainy season, and that now goes to reduce the amount of water available for our main dry season.
Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sorry, Tono, Upper East region.
This story is brought to you by JoyNews in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
Now, thousands of children are at risk as cuts to international vaccine funding threaten Ghana's ability to sustain recent gains in the fight against malaria. A report by the Global Vaccine Alliance warns that funding shortfalls could result in estimated 19,000 additional child deaths from malaria across affected countries. New malaria vaccines have helped Ghana record one of its most significant public health successes in decades, reducing malaria-related child deaths by more than 80%. However, that progress now faces a serious threat. International aid cuts led by the United States and other major donors risk slowing vaccine rollout and reversing hard-won gains. Health experts caution that thousands of African children, including many in Ghana, could lose their lives if the funding gap is not urgently addressed. There's more in this report.
Ghana show confirmed malaria deaths among children under 5 have dropped dramatically over the past decade, falling from 1,000 to just 35 in 2024. A key driver of this decline has been the introduction of 2 malaria vaccines alongside existing interventions such as insecticide-treated bed nets, preventive medication, and improved access to treatment. Malaria infections have also declined from approximately 6.7 million cases in 2018 to about 5.3 million in 2024. Health authorities say the vaccines have helped close the remaining gap in reducing severe illness and deaths, easing pressure on health facilities and households. Despite these gains, the progress is under threat. The Global Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, which currently supplies malaria vaccines to African countries, is facing a major funding shortfall. The organization estimates it will have nearly 30% less funding than required over the next 5 years, limiting its ability to sustain vaccine rollout. As a result, modeling by international research institutions suggests that lower vaccination coverage could lead to an additional 19,000 child deaths across Africa. Ghana, where malaria remains endemic, is among the countries that could be affected if supply or coverage is disrupted. The funding gap has been worsened by cuts to foreign aid by United States and other major donors. These reductions come at a time when malaria vaccines are still being rolled out and require multiple doses to maintain protection. Experts warn that a slowdown in vaccination could have wider consequences beyond health, including increased financial pressure on families, reduced productivity in farming communities, and renewed strain on health facilities, particularly in rural areas. The challenge now is ensuring that funding gaps do not undo hard-won gains in the fight against one of the country's deadliest diseases. Anthony Manu, JoyNews Research.
President John Mahama has arrived in Dubai to participate in this year's World Government Summit. The president arrived aboard an aircraft provided by the UAE government following an official invitation to the high-level forum, which brings together global leaders, policymakers, and business executives to discuss governance, innovation, and global development. Following the summit in Dubai, the president will proceed to Zambia for a 3-day state visit at the invitation of the president Hakainde Hichilema. Maxwell Agbagba, Presidential Affairs Correspondent, reports.
According to a statement by the spokesperson to the president and Minister for Government Communications, the president is scheduled to participate in the World Government Summit 2026, scheduled from 2nd February to 4th February. According to the statement, the president will be transported to Dubai on board a special aircraft provided by the ruler of the UAE, which will also take him and his delegation to Zambia to commence the 3-day state visit from 4th to the 6th February. During the visit, President Mahama will hold bilateral talks with the president of Zambia on issues of mutual interest, including strengthening diplomatic relations, enhancing trade and investment cooperation, and exploring collaborative opportunities within the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. A key highlight of the visit will be President Mahama's address to the Parliament of Zambia, where he's expected to share Ghana's vision for a more integrated and prosperous Africa. President Mahama will also meet with members of the Ghanaian community in Lusaka to interact with compatriots living and working in Zambia. There will also be a Ghana-Zambia business dialogue co-chaired by President Mahama and the Zambian president. The dialogue will provide a platform for Ghana to showcase its digital technologies and fintech services to Zambian businesses and government institutions, fostering economic partnerships and knowledge exchange between the two countries.
You're watching News Today. Please stay for business update.
Welcome back to business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Investor interest in government treasuries continued to reach record highs as total bids tendered exceeded the target by over 144%. That's according to auction result by the Bank of Ghana. Meanwhile, interest rate tumbled across the yield curve. There is more in this report.
Total bids tendered were estimated at 17.10 billion Ghana cedis, but the government accepted 12.3 billion Ghana cedis. Majority of the bids came from the 364-day bill, with an estimated 6.54 billion Ghana cedis tendered. This represented 38.2% of the total bid. The uptake was 5.9 billion Ghana cedis. For the 91-day bill, 5.9 billion Ghana cedis of the bids were tendered. The bids accepted were to the tune of 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. Similarly, 4.6 billion Ghana cedis of the bids were tendered for the 182-day bill. A little over 3.5 billion Ghana cedis of the bids were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates fell across the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill dropped by 37 basis points to 10.82%. VAT of the 182-day bill also declined to 12.38% from the previous 12.66%. Again, the yield on the 364-day bill eased by 24 basis points to 12.82%.
Away from that, the prices of petroleum products are set to increase significantly today, according to industry data that guides for price adjustment for the next 2 weeks. There is more in this report.
Based on the data, petrol is likely to be increased by up to 2% per litre and could be sold at 11 Ghana cedis 48 pesos, up from the current price of about 10 Ghana cedis per litre. Diesel, on the other hand, is projected to witness one of the highest increase, going up by more than 5% per litre. However, LPG will witness just under 1% hike per kilogram. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies has indicated that based on the current market conditions, it is likely that most of the oil marketing companies will keep prices unchanged. However, majority of the oil marketing companies that we have engaged have told Joy Business that they will not rush to increase their prices from today, but will be monitoring movements by some of the market leaders before they react. There are currently more than 200 oil marketing companies in Ghana. Prices are going up on the local market due to the city's depreciation against the dollar over the past weeks and rising prices on the international market.
We have more news for you right after this break. Stay tuned.
Time for sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. We start with the Ghana Premier League, where Asante Kotoko suffered their heaviest defeat of the season, going down 3-1 to Hearts of Lions in Pando. The result leaves them 5th on the table, 8 points behind leaders Midiama. Here's the Kotoko head coach, Karim Zito.
Well, this is football for you. I wasn't expecting this score because seriously, we prepared well for this game. And most, especially the set pieces, they scored every 2 goals. Because we've been practicing how to defend and how to attack on set pieces. So maybe today is one of those days in football. I wasn't, as I said from the beginning, I wasn't expecting this result, but this is football for you.
All right, the second question. Last the strikers were on top from the scored goals, but today they struggled to find the back.
Yes, today when you look at our wide wingers, they didn't operate the way I wanted them to do. You understand me? But it's like, it will be okay till later on that I try to change, you know. Because goals are easily scored through the wings. Today my wingers did not do well. So that brought these issues all together.
Now, the 2026 edition of the Joy FM Big Workout came to a colorful end at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, bringing together fitness, fun, and entertainment. Razak Musbah was there and has more in this report.
Well, hundreds of people did turn out today here at the University of Ghana Stadium for the Joy FM Big Workout event. It was one that a lot of people were clearly looking forward to, and the patronage was indeed heavy. People combining music and community engagement for their well-being. Well, the exercise did start with a brief workout here at the University of Ghana Stadium, and then you had the participant moving from the stadium, marching toward the University of Professional Studies, and then passing through the Trinity Church area. They continued to the Bawumia traffic light, and then they turned towards Okongolo for the final stretch back to the stadium. Upon their return to the stadium, the focus was shifted to aerobics as fitness instructors and some personalities, Joy FM personalities, led participants through a high energy workout accompanied by music. Well, for some of the participants, it was a very exciting event for them and an opportunity for them to stretch their legs and put themselves in a very good shape for the rest of the year.
I really enjoyed the movement, and I'm always ready to join you whenever you have the movement.
Really enjoyed ourselves, and then we also had the opportunity to interact with some of the patrons too as well.
More staff. Today we came in with about 30 people. Everybody's well energized, well strengthened. Somebody even telling me that he's lost 1,000 pounds. So it's been a wonderful event. Thank you so much, Joy FM.
It was fun. It was very excited, and I'm really happy to join. Oh yes,
Well, speaking after the event, Lexis Bill, who was the face of this event, was full of praise for the turnout and promised that there's going to be more of such events coming up this year.
Oh, it's been totally amazing. I mean, a lot of our listeners came out today, hundreds of them. Were totally impressed and so happy that they actually bought into the fitness idea, the workout idea. It was indeed a big workout. I'm totally elated this morning. We had a good time walking through East Legon, coming back for aerobics, and they had a lot of fun today. So I'm very impressed.
What's the next plan after this one?
Certainly, I mean, fitness is key, and throughout the year, we'd want to put some of these things together so that our audiences will be able to have a healthy outlet, you know. We know it demands a lot of personal motivation to work out, and so we're also putting these events together to be able to let our listeners and our audience have the chance to come work out and also network with the whole crew, just like, you know, you've seen this morning. So certainly there'll be another edition.
Well, the workout ended with some music, some drama to keep the spirit up as we look forward to the very next edition, which we understand is going to be hopefully in the second quarter. Reporting for JoyNews, I'm Razak Musbah.
And that's your sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
I am Loisha Lademi, bringing you news happening in and around the world of entertainment. Let's get into our stories. It was a defining moment for African music at the 2026 Grammy Awards as South African singer Tyler claimed the spotlight on one of the world's most prestigious stages. Nominated alongside some of the continent's biggest stars, the global hitmaker rose above stiff competition to take home the award for Best African Performance, further cementing her place as one of Africa's most exciting exports. The win saw Tyler edge out acclaimed acts including Davido and Ira Star in a category that continues to showcase the diversity, creativity, and growing global appeal of African soundscapes.
Come on, this is your moment, Tyler. Congratulations. Is this Grammy number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2, let's go. That's for you.
Thank you.
My camera's right here. All right, Tyler is a 2-time Grammy winner now. You just won Best African Music Performance for Push to Start, but I know you didn't get a chance to give your speech, so who you want to thank?
Guys, can I grab the mic?
Please.
I'm grabbing the mic. Guys, this is insane. Like, first of all, shout out to all the young African guns out there. All the African creatives, like, shout out. Like, this is crazy. I'm so excited to see more of us over here. Yeah, I want to thank God. I want to thank my team, my label, management, these girls right over here. Like, we literally did Push to Start. So I'm so happy. I want to shout out F4, my family back home, my brother's here somewhere. And yeah, I'm just so excited and I'm so blessed. And this is an insane 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Exactly.
2 out of 2. Never mind. I'm speaking to my... Okay, 2 out of 2.
2 years ago, you won this category when it was first created. And how does it feel to be back here, but with Push to Start, especially seeing the way the world has embraced it?
Ooh. Honestly, Push to Start is such a special song. Like, from the moment we heard it, we knew that it was going to be magical. Like, the visuals, the creative, like, everything was just, it just landed perfectly. We were on a flow state.
Dangerous.
Tenderism.
Loving the vibe. Well, you deserve this. You all do. So congratulations and enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Soak it up. I know that's right.
Okay.
Have fun.
Thank you so
Good to
much.
see you. Here, we'll take that one off your hands. Yeah. Go send you yours. Yeah.
Still on the Grammys, Kendrick Lamar also had a landmark night at the Grammy Awards, like I said, as he picked up multiple honors and carved his name into music history. Now, Lamar won Record of the Year for Luther with Caesar, Best Rap Album for GNX, Best Rap Song for TV Off, Best Melodic Rap Performance for Luther, and Best Rap Performance as a featured artist, leading the night's major winners.
Yeah. What's up? It's hip-hop as usual, man. I'm not good at talking about myself, but I express it through the music. It's an honor to be here. Pilot Eclipse. Like, these are my brothers to be in this category. What's up, Push, man? Malice, man. Every time I tell you this, hip-hop is gonna always be right here. We're gonna be in these suits. We're gonna be looking good. We're gonna be having our folks with us. We're gonna be having the culture with us. So I appreciate y'all. God is the glory. Love y'all.
Well, that's all for Showbiz. I am Loisha Lademi. For more entertainment stories, please do log on to myjoyonline.com. Over to you, MFI Deti.
And on that same website, you find many more stories. If you do log on, I am MFA Akosiadeti. Kendrick, though, that's my American Ekweku Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, we see you.
Thank you so much for watching the news.